Well, good afternoon. I'm Gwendolyn Morton, and this is Live at 5 on WBON TV9, where every local story starts here. Some of our top headlines to start out the week. A local park is closed for repairs in Richmond. Plus, the Richmond Police Department is asking for the public's help in identifying a suspect. And an explosion in Pulaski County has left one man dead. All that plus more news, local sports, and of course, lots of weather issues coming up here. We've got the latest forecast coming up for you today live at 5. At first, in our WBON TV lead story, the Richmond Parks and Recreation Department has closed the Irvine-McDowell Park Playground this week to correct an issue with the surfacing material and drainage. The playground will be closed through this Friday, May the 10th. This will allow for the turf and subsurfacing to be fixed and replaced. The other city parks, including Million Park off of Stratford Drive, the Armory Park, Lake Reba Park, Dillingham, and Camp Catalpa Park playgrounds, of course, will all still be open during the scheduled maintenance. Make a note there that that's the only park that will be closed this week. Well, the Richmond Police Department is searching the identity of a subject in regards to an open case. Take a good look here at the man on your screen. If you recognize this gentleman, you can contact dispatch at 859-624-4776. Officer Faulkner is investigating this case. Take a good look there at that man on the screen. If you know him or have seen him, make sure you reach out to the Richmond Police Department. Well, last Wednesday morning, Richmond police were called out to the Batteries Unlimited on Commercial Drive in reference to a man inside that business acting strange. The caller stated he believed the man was high or possibly intoxicated and had arrived riding a black Harley motorcycle. When an officer arrived, the man was reportedly sleeping or possibly passed out on that motorcycle. After a search of the man and the motorcycle produced various controlled substances and a loaded handgun, they arrested 52-year-old Floyd Neely of Berea. Neely was charged with public intoxication, various drug offenses, and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. This is an ongoing investigation with more details to come. Well, in southern Kentucky, a series of shootings on Friday night left 3 people dead and 1 hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. The evening started in Russell Springs, where several Pulaski County Sheriff's deputies responded to East Brown Ridge Road. Witnesses reported multiple police cars with lights and sirens responding to a report of a fatal shooting at that location. Meanwhile, just 10 minutes away in Jamestown, Daryl Wilson, 58, and Jennifer Wilson, 57, were allegedly shot by 56-year-old Angela Gosser, according to Kentucky State Police. Ms. Wilson was found dead in a Toyota Camry on Hammond Road with gunshot wounds to the head. Gosser reportedly fired multiple rounds into that vehicle. Mr. Wilson remains hospitalized with life-threatening injuries. In a subsequent exchange of gunfire between Mr. Wilson and Gosser, Gosser sustained a fatal gunshot wound and was pronounced dead by the Russell County Coroner's Office. All 3 shootings remain under investigation. With United Food and Commercial Workers is once again partnering with the National Association of Letter Carriers for the 32nd annual Letter Carriers Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive. That's going to take place this Saturday, May the 11th, 2024. Participating in this is a very easy. It's just you simply fill a bag with canned vegetables, fruits, or canned tuna, peanut butter, any other non-perishable and healthy food, and you can leave that bag by your mailbox on Saturday by May 11th in the morning, and your letter carrier will pick it up and deliver it to your local food bank and food pantry. Here locally, the God's Outreach Madison County Food Bank will receive the donations from this food drive. And learn more about Stamp Out Hunger, you can visit the Stamp Out official hunger site. Again, that is this coming Saturday. Make sure you leave out some non-perishable food items at your mailbox for your letter carrier. Well, the Pulaski County coroner has identified a man killed over the weekend in a garage explosion in Somerset. The deceased was identified as 43-year-old Christopher Feinberg. Don Franklin, the Pulaski County Director of Emergency Management, has confirmed that tragic explosion on Sunday morning was the cause of death for Feinberg. Additionally, Franklin reported that at least 2 other individuals sustained injuries as a result of the explosion. The incident occurred around 10 a.m. on Hidden Crest Drive in the Bourbon Road area of Pulaski County. The explosion originated in an outbuilding adjacent to a residence, causing significant destruction to the building. Although the house itself sustained minor damage, it was not directly connected to the outbuilding. Initial investigations suggest that the explosion may have been triggered by fireworks stored within the outbuilding, which were somehow ignited. However, the precise cause of the explosion does remain uncertain. Federal ATF investigators are looking into the case, as well as the Kentucky State Police and the fire marshal have also been notified and on scene. The investigation into the incident is ongoing. In response to the emergency, multiple fire units were, of course, dispatched to the scene, including teams from Parker's Mill, Somerset, Tateville departments, as well as the Somerset Pulaski County Special Response Team. As more information becomes available on that explosion, of course, you can find it all right here on WBON TV Channel 9. Well, earlier today, the Frankfort Police Department released footage captured from a residential doorbell camera depicting what appears to be an attempted break-in. In the video, a man is seen approaching the front door of a home and trying to gain entry into that residence. After failing to access the home, the man quickly walks away. According to the Frankfort Police Department, the man is a suspect in several attempted break-ins around the Bluegrass Avenue and Collins Lane area. If you have any information on the subject, you are urged to call E911 dispatch emergency line at 502-875-8582. Again, you can call dispatch or the non-emergency line at 502-875-8582. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Looks like we've got some strong weather moving into the area again. We've got Sam in the Weather Center going to give us a look at the forecast coming up next, live at 5.
For State Representative Republican Darrell Billings, a rock-solid conservative ready to defend our values. A third-generation farmer, Darrell Billings knows hard work. Darrell Billings, pro-life, pro-gun, a strong Trump Republican. Darrell Billings, tough on crime, will defend the blue and fight Joe Biden's failed policies. Conservative, committed, ready to lead. For State Representative Darrell Billings.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop's Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see ya.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow.
Looking for some fun? The Galaxy Bowling Center has a league for you. No matter your skill level, you can come out, make some new friends, and have a great time. Call 624-4444 for details. Or if you're more of a trivia person, Champions Grill has you covered every Tuesday starting at 7 with great prizes and all-you-can-eat wings for only $19.99. Why go anywhere else? The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Grill, your ticket to fun just off I-75, exit 87 in Richmond.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. Looks like we've got some rain and severe weather that's going to move into the area for the rest of the week. We've got Sam in the Weather Center going to get a breakdown on that forecast.
Hi, thanks, Grenolyn. Welcome, everybody. We have severe weather concerns going forward here both Tuesday and again on Wednesday. And both have fairly high potential here at seeing some of these severe weathers. Storms move through the area with all threats possible, but main threats really going to be hail and wind. Could have a few tornadoes, though, even whipping up. And then we'll be cooler into the weekend. Starting on Thursday, a cold front moves through and the humidity will drop pretty drastically. Now, for our Tuesday, we're still going to warm up to near 80, maybe some low 80s out here, very humid. And notice we have a slight risk of severe storms and enhanced risk up to the north. That's where we have a higher likelihood of seeing a few tornadoes, maybe even long track, strong tornadoes forming up in that location. We're kind of on the southern edge of this where we could have like a bow echo move through, and that would suggest more of a straight line wind event. But as far as the tornado threat is concerned, still a 5% chance, so not the bottom. And then there's a 15% chance of wind. And then there's a 15% chance of hail, and the hash mark, which we're under, is a potential of significant size hail greater than 2 inches in diameter. And so that could have high likelihood there. And then going into the day on Wednesday, we have an enhanced risk of severe storms. So again, slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 here Tuesday evening, and then an enhanced risk on Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. Again, all modes of severe weather are possible. I wouldn't be surprised to see that enhanced risk even upgraded a little bit for Wednesday. Again, that's ahead of a cold front that comes through the area, and we'll see that wash out the humidity then by Thursday. So here's some of those storms. We're also looking at the threat of some heavy rainfall along with all this. So watching Tuesday evening, 80 degrees. Watching Wednesday evening, 81. Humidity drops Thursday.
Thanks, Sam. And for weather all the time, you can find it on Channel 9 online. Check out our Facebook page and WBONTV.com. Well, as everyone knows, the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby took place this weekend at the beautiful Churchill Downs in Louisville. The winner, Mystic Dan, was owned by Kenny McPeak from Lexington. McPeak graduated from Tates Creek High School and then went on to attend the University of Kentucky. The horse, Mystic Dan, was foaled in Lexington as well at the McPeak's Magdalene Farm. That wasn't the only win for McPeak on the weekend, however, as he also trained Torpedo Anna, the winner of the Kentucky Oaks race on Friday. And another note regarding the Derby, with sports betting becoming more legal across the country, according to Churchill Downs, wagering from all sources on Derby Day set a new record over $320 million, beating out last year's record of almost $289 million. Well, fishermen at the Wood Creek Lake in London got an unexpected catch on Sunday when a vehicle rolled into the water. The London Laurel Rescue Squad responded to the incident after being alerted by the London Laurel County 911 Center. Upon arrival, they deployed divers and sonar equipment at the request of the Kentucky Fish and Wildlife. The circumstances surrounding the incident remain unclear. It's also unknown whether anyone was inside the vehicle at the time of the incident or how the vehicle ended up in Wood Creek Lake at all. The Frankfort Police Department responded to a disturbance at Buffalo Trace Distillery's parking lot on Saturday morning, where witnesses reported a gunshot fired by an apparently intoxicated man. Upon receiving the call just before 7 a.m., officers arrived and engaged with witnesses. Following a brief investigation, James and 44 of Caneyville was identified and charged without incidents and faces charges including aggravated first-degree wanton endangerment, public intoxication, aggravated trafficking of marijuana, and possession of an open container in a motor vehicle. The Frankfort Police Department assured the public that the incident appears to be isolated with no further threat to the public, and was subsequently lodged in the Franklin County Regional Jail. Last Sunday, the London Police Department hosted their second annual Logan Medlock Bass Fishing Tournament on Laurel Lake, and it proved to be a success. The event commenced with a community cookout on Friday evening, setting the stage for the main competition on Saturday morning, which saw the participation of 95 boats. London police officers expressed their hopes that the tournament will become a staple event in the years to come, serving as a meaningful way to honor the memory of Officer Logan Medlock, who tragically lost his life to a drunk driver in 2022. Lexington police responded to a call at the 2100 block of Christian Road on Saturday just after 7 a.m. reporting a downed person. Upon arrival, officers discovered the male victim suffering from blunt force trauma. The victim was transported to a nearby hospital where he later succumbed to his injuries on Sunday. Detectives from the Personal Crimes section are currently conducting an investigation into the incident. The Fayette County Coroner's Office will release the victim's name. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Lexington Police Department, 859-258-3600, or you can always provide an anonymous tip to Bluegrass Crime Stoppers, 859-253-2020. With that, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Dawson Roll coming up with sports right after this.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
When the possibility for severe weather is a threat, it pays to have an expert on your side. Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration want you to know that your home is their top priority. When the storms have left you with more questions than answers, Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration is there to walk you through the process and offer free roof inspections and estimates. From wind and hail, fire and smoke damage, commercial and residential. Trust Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration. Like them on Facebook to learn more.
At Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, we make it our priority to deliver the gentle, compassionate care that you deserve from a dentist. Offering single-visit restoration on crowns, bridges, inlays, onlays, and veneers with CERAC. Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry is equipped to handle all your dental needs, from surgical implant placement and restoration, teeth whitening, root canal therapy, and more. And we now have the Cone Beam 3D technology for taking scans of the jaw. For your next dental appointment, call Jones Family and Cosmetic Dentistry at 859-985-0201.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford, and Dawson Rule as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 on WBON Channel 9 and on Y92.5, V99.3, and WKXO Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by the Richmond Raceway, the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop Small Engine Repair.
Watch the Real McCoys weekdays at 9:30 a.m. on Heartland.
Family known as the Real McCoys.
Watch Laugh-In on Retro TV, Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. and Saturdays at 8.
And at the half, EKU leads state 21-7.
I love the way these look.
Thanks.
Yeah, go Colonels.
Is it here? Hey, Coach. It's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game?
Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with a new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
Has anyone seen Coach?
Welcome back to Live at 5 on this edition of Sports. Dawson Roll brings highlights and interviews from Madison Southern's spring game and more weekend scores and updates. Here's Dawson.
As we begin a new week jam-packed full of sports, we first must look back on the weekend happenings that occurred in the local sports world. Friday night was the Madison Southern spring football game, which featured an alumni game beforehand. It was a fun evening for Eagle football fans, alum, and more to gather and celebrate the team. Coach Payne was excited about his group so far this year going into the fall, and even alum players were having a good time at the event.
Well, for the program, it's huge. We're big on trying to build back those relationships there for a while, and I hate to keep putting everything on COVID, but for a long time, communities hadn't been able to really gather together, and I think through some of the coaching changes, some relationships have been lost from alumni to current players, current coaching staff. I had the luxury of meeting Chris Parks, who was on the very first coaching staff here at Southern today. He came out and was an honorary coach for our alumni game. I got to meet a few new alumni faces that I hadn't met so far. And these kids were very hungry last year, and they took a big step, and they saw how nice it was to be back on a winning side of things, and it left a little bit of bad taste in their mouth how the season ended. So I feel like we're just building on that. They know the standard, they know the work, and now we have to take it to that next level. So I would just say come out and watch these guys show what they got, because they definitely have something to prove.
Always fun getting back on the field. This is one of my favorite things we do every year. The really cool thing about it is there's guys that graduated 10 years before me out here on this field with me that I draft on my team, and it really makes the alumni network and feel like you just know so many people that you never even played ball with. It's really cool. It's just really special. I don't think you see it at every program. I think you see it at the programs around the state that do things right, the really historic programs that do those really cool things where the alumni groups are really big and they do a lot of fundraising. It starts with stuff like this where we get guys back out, and I think it's the right steps for Madison Southern in the football program.
On to games and happenings that were on Saturday and Sunday. The EKU Colonels baseball team swept conference and in-state rival Bellarmine, capping it off yesterday with a walk-off win. Justin Currency singled with the bases loaded and won out in the bottom of the ninth inning to seal the deal. Weather permitting, EKU will host Northern Kentucky tomorrow for a chance at another rivalry win. Tonight again, weather permitting, the sports crew will be heading out to Model versus Berea softball game at 5:30. We also have plans for later this week for another game, but I'm going to report on that as we get closer. This week begins the ASUN softball tournament down in Alabama at Chocoloco Park. The EKU team is of course the 1 seed this year, and they'll have the best shot to win the tournament before postseason play. EKU enters the ASUN tournament at 40-8. The Kentucky Derby of course happened this past weekend, with Mystic Dan winning in a photo finish. Mystic Dan now has a chance to do what every Derby winner wants, becoming a Triple Crown champion. Dan will have to win the Preakness in 2 weeks and the Belmont Stakes afterward to do this, but Derby winners are always remembered. And if Dan can win a Triple Crown, he would be one of the most legendary racehorses to ever exist. That's going to wrap up today's sports coverage. Thank you all for tuning in, and remember tonight, 5:30, Model vs. Berea softball. This is Dawson Rule with Madison County's Sports Report.
Thanks, Dawson, for that sports update. We're going to take another quick break. Don't go anywhere. Lots more news, including a traffic reminder to tell you about. That's up next here, Live at 5.
Richmond has its very own TV station, WBON TV Channel 9, featuring 4 new TV channels of programming. Our primary station, 9.1, is available over the air with an antenna on all area cable systems, Roku, and our live player at WBONTV.com. You'll love the local sports and other local programming, including the only local newscast for the greater Richmond area, live at 5 daily. Find out more at WBONTV.com.
If it won't go down.
Call Mr. Rooter, the best in town.
What do I do now?
Call Mr. Rooter, the best plumber in town. Mr. Rooter is Central Kentucky's affordable and reliable plumber. Right now, get any drain in your home cleaned for only $89. Call 859-253-CLOG. That's 859-253-CLOG. So if you've got a problem that won't go down, call Mr. Rooter. He's the best plumber in town. He'll clean any drain in your home for only $89.
Now I know who to call.
Call Mr. Rooter.
Bye-bye, Poopy.
Are you looking for a brand new SUV that won't break the bank? Look no further than Jack Burford Chevrolet, home of the newly redesigned 2024 Trax. Bigger, bolder, more refined, and starting under $25,000, the new Chevy Trax is really upped its game. Come see us at Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond or check us out at jackburford.com to see everything this new Trax has to offer.
Heard the name Chenault Vineyards, but what do you know about it? Chenault Vineyards is a place for the community to enjoy. Central Kentucky's premier event and wedding destination with 5 event venues, full-service catering, over 13 varieties of wine, live music entertainment, seasonal food options, weekly themed Wednesday night out and girls night out, trivia, murder mystery date nights, and free yoga on the point with beautiful views. Everyone can find something to do at Chenault Vineyards. Want to know more? Follow them on Facebook and Instagram or plan your night out at ChenaultVineyards.com.
At First Franklin Financial, we make loans for living, offering personal loans from $600 to $15,000 with fixed rates, flexible terms, and payment plans to fit any budget. And with same-day approvals, you can get your money right away. The next time you need a little financial help, First Franklin Financial is here for you. Visit oneffc.com to learn more.
At WBON TV 9, you can count on our weather team to keep you up to date with all the latest developments, watches, and warnings.
We're here for you night and day, 24/7, no matter what the weather brings.
WBON TV 9 and our media partner 100.7 The Coyote are dedicated to you. That's why we say when the weather turns extraordinary, so does our coverage.
Get your forecast each weekday during the Live at 5 newscast on WBON TV 9, where every local story starts here.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. Well, this past weekend, the Monticello Police Department arrested a Somerset man that is accused of rape. Early Friday morning, police received a call to 911 reporting a sexual assault that occurred at a home in Homestead Heights. The investigation by the department that followed resulting in the arrest warrant of 23-year-old Zachary Stephen Brown. Brown was arrested and taken into police custody by the Pulaski County Sheriff's deputies Saturday evening. Those charges of second-degree rape and second-degree burglary. This all that is currently known about the incident. The investigation is continuing, and of course, we will have more on those findings as soon as they are available. Well, just a reminder, traffic note that we gave you on Friday right here live at 5. I-75 right at the Madison-Fayette County line. There is construction work going on. That was today from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and that will be tomorrow, May the 7th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. as well. If you're going to be traveling along I-75 northbound, make sure you make a note of that. During these times, motorists traveling northbound should be aware that the right slow lane will be closed at mile point 97. This closure specifically affects the interstate located between the Fayette and Madison County line. Make sure that if you're going to be traveling in that area tomorrow, that you leave in plenty of time to get through that construction area that could back up significantly during that work. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow back here. More news, more weather, more sports tomorrow live at 5.